Hey guys, what's up, Ruben? So, yeah, I've been spending like 6 hours on this, probably. It's a drank worksheet, look at that. Blank? Apparently I'm a drunkard. There are some pretty empty fields right now, along with it. Actually, is this right? That's not right. Should be B1, G1, F1. Okay. Just copy that all the way down forever. So, this worksheet is going to analyze a draft for you, basically. Present it in a cool sort of way. Save this like that, because that's what I want. I want to... how do I enter stuff from another spreadsheet? I don't know. Do I have it open? I do. So I guess I can just copy this, paste it. So that I just put in my M12 set data. You could very easily adapt this to work with Innistrad or any other set. You're just going to need to make a list of all the cards in the set, give them rankings. This stuff isn't necessarily important. Color is pretty important. Casting cost isn't very important. Rarity probably matters. Color is probably the most important thing, and rank. Anyway, if this gets going, I'll probably do that myself. You guys like my desktop? I have The Sims in Spanish, TurboTax from a year ago. Oh, my desktop does not see a lot of attention. Once you got that, you want to go over to this sheet which says draft raw data, and up here it has a little insert thing with a colon pointing at F1. And right there you want to go and grab one of your draft records from Offmoto. These aren't by default going to show up. They show up... Where do they show up? You have to go into like Preferences, Personal Settings, I think, and check the box that says Draft Records, and then they should show up in Games, Magic the Gathering Online Drafts in My Documents. And you want to just import one of these. It has to be for the format that you just put all those cards in for. You want to make it delimited, and this is pretty important. You want to add a delimiter, that guy. What is that? Less than, I guess. Greater than. It's greater than. Yeah, that's all you have to do. Throw that all on F1, and that populates a whole bunch of stuff. So hopefully this is working. Oh, there's, I'm sure, many better ways to do this, but right now, every time I do this, I'm searching for foil and replacing them all with nothing. Because foil throws off the lists otherwise. I'm pretty sure I could just do VLOOKUP and have, well, I don't know. Let's not talk about Excel stuff too much. So this is your draft. We've got lots of weird stuff over here too, but this is probably the first place you want to look. Just has the information presented in sort of a readable way. We have pack 1 all the way down here, pack 2 all the way down here, and pack 3 all the way down here. So if we like just start at pack 1, this is my draft. So we see here are the cards I saw. Highest ranked card, in my opinion, is a 7, so it's not a powerful pack at all, and I took Stave off. You can see the average value of the pack was just 4, whereas my second pick was 5.7 pack, so that's a much more powerful pack, even with the best card taken out of it. So moving on, I took Pacifism Veteran, Azure Mage, somehow, 4th pick. I think that card's just mind-blowingly good. Maybe I think it's better than it is, but it is pretty good. I don't think anyone would disagree with that. I probably overvalued timely reinforcements. I think I'm going to change that to a 7. Turns out you can do that. I'm going to go back to the master M12 worksheet and just change that to 7. Like so. That didn't change on here because I didn't import the data, I just copy pasted it, but I'll change it again. Whoops, you don't get to see that yet. That's the grand finale. Not even grand, it's only like halfway there. Maybe not even halfway. So yeah, the draft continues. You see all the cards, you see what you rate them, you see how good the pack sort of was, and the color breakdown, mythics, and so on and so forth. So that's all cool, but it's not that much better than just reading a text file that shows you what you did. I think the value of the spreadsheet is in this overall summary. So this is draft analysis. There's actually more over here. It's not laid out perfectly or anything yet. In fact, it's not laid out very prettily at all. This shows you pack 1, your 15 picks, pack 2, your 15 picks, pack 3, your 15 picks. And then down here, there's some other information. It shows you which colors you drafted, and then it compares it. And basically what I'm looking for is the depth of each color for each pack. Because when you're drafting, you want to be drafting the color that's getting you the best cards. So seeing is simple enough. This is how many of each color you've seen in artifacts. So you saw 21 green cards. Now that could be the same green card twice. That's desirable, in my opinion. If a green card tables, you want to count it twice. 21 white cards, 20 blue cards, 19 black, 19 red. Power. This is the sum of the power ranking that you've given to all of the green cards that you saw. Did I say that? Okay. So let's go over here. In pack 1, there were 3 green cards: Reclaim, Arachnus Web, and Fog. So pack 1 counts 8 power ranking for green. Pack 2 has Basilisk, Plummet, Lurking Crocodile. That pack has 20 power for green. This pack has quite a bit of power for green, and you just add all those up, and that gives you the power rating for pack 1. So you can see artifacts 23, green 99, white 104, blue 109, black 79, and red 71 are the power rankings according to my power rankings that I've given for pack 1. And then this max power row, that only counts the best card that you see of that color in each pack. So if you see Pacifism, Oblivion Ring, and Day of Justice, power is going to give white a whole lot of points. Max power will only give white the points for the Day of Justice? Day of Judgment. Assuming that you have Day of Judgment ranked as more powerful than Oblivion Ring and Pacifism. Maybe you don't. Maybe it gives you the points for Oblivion Ring. But the point is, you can only take one card out of the pack. So if we go over here, for example, pack 2, white was just extremely, extremely underdrafted by the players to my left. So I was seeing tons and tons and tons of it. And its total power was almost double blue's. However, a lot of this was because I was seeing 2 or 3 extremely good white cards in the same pack. I could only take one of those though. So when you look at the max power that I could have gotten out of the color in that pack, they're a lot more similar between white and blue. Because quite often there was one good blue card in the pack. There were never like 3 extraordinary blue cards in the pack like there were with white though. These graphs are pretty self-explanatory. They show the power of each color, the max power of each color, and how many cards were seen of each color in each pack. So you see in this draft, blue was the most powerful, although white had most max power in pack 1. Nothing else is really coming close. in Pack 2, white was far and away the color that I was seeing the most, and that makes a lot of sense because I drafted 12 white cards, so the players downstream from me were less likely to be in white. But its max power wasn't actually that greatly distinguishable from that of blue, black, and red. Green is just awful in Pack 2. It looks like somebody to my left is probably drafting green. Maybe multiple people to my left. And then in Pack 3, the powers of white, blue, and black were all pretty similar. White had the best max power again, and green actually had good max power despite not having as good overall power. Red was the clear worst color in Pack 3. You can see these displayed in line graphs down here. So if you're looking at total power, I have first 8. I should tell you about that before I show those graphs. So the first 8 picks are the only picks of the draft that you have no influence on what cards you see. 9th pick, you get your own pack back, and the card you took out of it is gone. So at that point, the card you took first pick matters. And from then on, every pack you see, what cards you've been taking matter, except for the first pack of each round, which is completely random anyway. In that case, the cards that other people have been taking don't matter. So, I don't know, maybe I should count those as well. I'm not, though. This just gives the power of the first 8 cards. So we see in this draft that blue and white had in the 90s for power and 49 plus. I want to say 50 plus to round. It's basically the same for max power. However, in the first 8, black and red were down in 60s. Green was quite solid in depth, but as far as the best card from each pack, it wasn't doing very well. So lots of like moderately strong cards in green. That tells you that. And then you have also the overall look of the draft. So you can see that white was by far the most open color, at least from our seat. We're taking lots of white, so to other people it doesn't necessarily look like white is that open, but we're getting past so much that it's open from our perspective. Blue was next, very closely followed by black, and then green and red. Green's a little bit of a deeper medium strength color than red, so it's quite often going to be the case that green's power is higher than red, but max power is comparable. So in this draft, I ended up being white-blue. Yes, indeed. And it looks like the cards that were getting passed to me supported that decision quite well at every stage in the draft. The first 8 cards before anything else, it looked like white and blue were open. Pack 2, it looks like some guys to my left were playing blue, but I got an extraordinary amount of white. And then Pack 3, I saw quite a lot of black, but the blue was still definitely there. And you get to see all this in line graphs. So we see number of cards of each color seen, so white's way up there. Total power of the cards seen, white again is far up there. Blue is good in Pack 1, terrible in Pack 2, quite good in Pack 3. And the max power drafting the color, we see that white was the most powerful, blue next, and black seemed like maybe some people started in black but switched out of it, or maybe not many good black cards were opened Pack 1, and so then Pack 2 and Pack 3, few people were drafting it and quite a few got passed around. But black consistently went up in value over the draft. Of course, these are small sample sizes, so you have to be careful about the conclusions you're drawing from them. So yeah, that's that. I can just throw in another draft just because it will be sort of interesting. Let's look at this one. I disconnected for the last 7 picks, so it doesn't really work. Let's look at this one. This is probably M12. I don't even know. Looks like it is. So I'm going to just find replace all the foils. Space. Like, I could just enter in the foil option for all the cards in the master list. That would be one pretty easy way to do it. Let's make sure all this is working. Looks like it. So, yeah. Here's this draft I did. Probably there's a video of it up on my blog. Looks like I took Oblivion rank first out of a pack with Vengeful Farah. Yeah, I remember running through this draft. I decided to take Divination over Jade Mage, pack 2. Jade Mage, Blood Ogre, and Stormblood Berserker. I haven't looked at this draft in this spreadsheet, so I'm sort of actually quite interested to see what it all says. Pack 3, I took a Chasm Drake over Divination and Elite Vanguard. Actually, I think I didn't put this draft on my blog. I think I was doing it in a Google Plus Hangout, so sorry you haven't seen it. But I remember talking with other people at the time about all my picks. Got a Griffin Rider, pack 4. I also feel like I've improved a lot since this draft, which is sort of cool. All this work I've been doing analyzing M12 I think has improved me a lot. Got a 5th pick Looter, pack 1, which I consider to be the best common in the set, so that's why that like sort of justifies picking Divination here over a red or green card. Because I think that the value I'm getting out of cards that are passed to me is very high. Anyway, yeah, that goes on and on. Let's take a look at this. So lots of white and blue cards, lots of white cards and some blue, lots of white cards and some blue. Shoot, that's screwed up. Why is that screwed up? Because of this. J56. Where are you? Huh? Am I like in the wrong place somehow? Draft output Q60. Aha. I am in the wrong place. So, Cemetery Reaper. Looks like I spelled that wrong. How's it actually spelled? Cemetery Reaper. What? Oh, I spelled it wrong over here. But I spelled it with an A. Yeah, okay. So, definitely this is not all flawless. But that should fix that. Yeah, all of a sudden that's all working. Cool. So yeah. Number seen, so blue actually ended up seeing quite a lot of it. And the total power of the colors, although I didn't see much blue or white in pack 1, despite stoutly trying to get into it, they did reward me in pack 2 and 3. And this is why I've been drafting blue-white a lot, is that I think other people undervalue the cards. It's an undervalued color. You can see even the number of the cards seen is more than the other colors. So it's not just that I'm ranking the cards higher power ratings and that's adding up to more power. There are actually more of the cards as well. I do think they have slightly higher power. Overall in the draft, max power rankings were better by 19 for blue and white over other colors. Green was second. And the power total, look at blue, 342, so, and 70 blue cards seen. So yeah. Anyway, I just think this is a very awesome tool, and it's very very basic, very stitched together with all the everything right out in the open. So I'm in a position where I'm free to add all sorts of other stuff to this, which is very cool. I definitely want to make a master spreadsheet which takes the drafts that you have fed into this spreadsheet and analyzes them all together to look at overall trends about colors being drafted, overdrafted, or underdrafted. Also, I should point out that I saw the most blue and white cards, but I was drafting blue and white in Pack 1, so that goes a long way towards forcing that conclusion. It's bad to just see this and say, oh, it was correct to draft blue and white, because had I been drafting like black and red in Pack 1, probably I see more black and red cards, because people downstream from me don't head into black and red. However, looking at the first 8, we can see that blue is the deepest color in the first 8, and while white was not especially deep, it was still right up there in power, only 9 worse than green, which I don't really want to be drafting. Max power, rather. And then, I got more of it as the draft progressed. It will be interesting to see how consistently these graphs trend upwards for the colors you are drafting, and what the colors you're not drafting look like. It's interesting that red spiked so much in Pack 3. I wonder why that was. Maybe somebody abandoned red. It can always just be variance, though, of more red cards being opened. Alright, so this is a fun spreadsheet. I'm having fun with it. I'll upload it to my blog, but I have no promises about it actually working and stuff. Probably you want to have a good footing in Excel to be playing around with it, because it's not like labeled or anything. You can maybe work it out from what I've been doing. Basically, you want to import your draft into this cell. You want to put the set data into this cell all the way down, and you need to get rid of the foils, make sure all the cards are spelled right, and then it should work. So it's not too hard in theory, but in practice, usually a thing or two seem to be going wrong for me. Okay, so I'm gonna keep working on this and probably play some sort of tournament to upload today. Hope you've enjoyed the video.